John Howard Gray. Born Howard Arthur Gray.
Oh.
But everybody called me Johnny, so Mom had my birth certificate changed
Oh.
to John Howard Gray. Yeah.
No,
So I really got two names, you know. You know, besides Cuddles.
Because how old were you when you first met her?
I was about 18 years old, and she was about 16 years, huh?
How'd you woo Grandma?
I don't know. I was sure lucky, wasn't I?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Of course, I was a kind of a handsome cuss back in them days.
I will agree with that.
Well, it seemed like I was anyway. It was a good marriage, you know.
Mm-hmm.
There isn't a day goes by that I don't think about her, you know.
Mm-hmm.
I thought sure it was, you know, God, I thought she was real healthy, and I had my eye problems and I had diabetes, you know, and I just didn't think I'd last this long. She done a great job, that girl.
Mm-hmm.
I miss her so much. The ink bottle just exploded, and a piece of glass went through in my eye, and went through the iris and pierced the lens.
Oh.
And that's they operated on it, but the guy bungled the job pretty bad. So
Oh.
I've been blind in that eye since I was 16.
I was talking about how you said your good eye, you could see better out of your bad eye than your good eye, so you were seeing some things out.
Oh yeah, I can see, you know, but everything is real blurry. I can't read,
Mm-hmm.
or I can't watch TV or anything. You know what? That happened, you know, when I got the blood clot in the back of my good eye, and it got starved of blood, you know, and that's when that eye went. I can see a little bit, you know. I can see you there, honey bunch. You know, a little over a year ago, and it was on a Monday night. I went to bed feeling wonderful, and I woke up at 5 o'clock in the morning and I couldn't hardly walk.
But you were laying down here for a minute, weren't
Well,
you?
I laid there from about 5:30 until 8 o'clock. It was the kids, you know, come over. Must have been off or something, because Jaden and Shay were coming downstairs to greet me good morning, you know. And they looked down there, and I was laying there, and they was hollering and bellering and screaming. Here come Herb and Diane. Of course, they brought in the rescue squad and hauled me off. But
Experience after you're in there for rehab, right? For the hematoma?
yeah, in there for rehab there at the Papillion Man. I didn't think it was a good place at all. Response for the nurses wasn't good. Yeah, the food wasn't good, and the therapy gal that took care of the therapy, she was terrible. I just fell down, you know, in the bathroom because I waited and waited and nobody came, so I tried to get up and walk the bathroom, and then I got in there and fell down. I couldn't get up, and it skinned up my leg and hurt it. And then that same day in the afternoon, they wheelchaired me up there to therapy, and this gal told me to stand up, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And I told her I can't stand up. I told her about the problem I had, you know, and the falling down and everything, and she just, oh, you're just not trying, you know. I'm going to tell your doctor. And her and I got into a pissing contest. She wheeled me back to the room, and I told Diane, I said, you go tell Dr. Holyfield that I'm getting out of here. So she went and talked to him. He wrote an order. And she came back with that order and showed it to the desk. And they said, well, he can't leave here. You know, we've never had this happen before. And Diane said, well, you just watch him. And we left, and that's when we set up the home therapy down here, which worked great.
Now, was the therapist occupational therapist?
Honey, I had a physical therapist, I had an occupational therapist, and I had an RN. But the occupational therapist, she didn't do much.
That's what she said.
No, she didn't do too much.
Weights.
That's all she did was had some little dumbbells, and she'd have me going like this, you know. Stuff, you know, but as far as teaching me anything about how to get along, nothing. It's come back though. I can walk before well, I'll be honest with you. I knew I wasn't going to die. Because I'd had to have got better to have died. I felt bad. Can we call an end to this for today, darling?
We can. Nice.
I've been walking a little bit with a cane. It makes me feel a little steadier.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah. It's got an old cane that my grandpa had. I've had it for years. Honey, it's out there right behind that garbage can. You can take a peek at it. It's old as Methuselah.
Oh, that's pretty old.
Yeah, but it works good.
That's like a pimp cane.
A pimp?
Yeah.
A pimp cane? My God, girl, if that's what it's like, I better get rid of it. Pimp cane. Where'd you hear that, honey bunch? I could, what do they call that? Chew ass and take names.